Hey, good afternoon. Come on in, tap the screen, share the live. You already know what time it is. Live goal is going to be 15K. 15K is what it takes to play. Tapping is clapping in this room. I'm going to talk to you guys from the perspective of why your money is blocked because shame is a dirty little hooker and she is keeping you broke. So come on in, tap the screen, share the live. Live goal is going to be 15K. Don't forget to get your daily harmony and share this out to someone that is being controlled by their shame and they're not getting to the bag. Okay. So for those of you that are new in this room, I'm Va Monique and I talk to my high achieving, hyper independent women because I am tired of you not getting the success that you want because you are blocked by your shame. So I don't know if you realize what shame really is or how it is affecting your life, but if you join my live today, I'm going to tell you. So before we even start, go ahead and tap that screen because I'm about to break down the 5 reasons that shame is blocking your money, your confidence, and your consistency. Okay. If you don't know it, shame is that thing that lurks in the back of your mind and it is constantly telling you a bunch of lies. And the bad part is you've heard them so many times that you believe it. You believe it. So the devil is a lie and the truth ain't in him. And today, I'm not ashamed. I feel sorry for others that are pathetic. Thank you for that perspective. I'm so glad that you are in a better place than a lot of other people. Unfortunately, there are people in the world that do not have this glorious life like you do. Okay? So come on in. Thank you for joining. So if you get this live to 15,000 likes, I will give you 5 tips to change this immediately. Okay. So a lot of you guys have been under this consistent teaching that shame is what's supposed to keep you in alignment, keep you in check. Mm-mm. No, the reason why shame is keeping us in survival is because it is constantly telling us this is as good as it gets. This is all we deserve, and this is all that we can do. Hey, welcome in, Josh. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Welcome in. Tapping is clapping in this room. I appreciate each and every one of you today for joining me. And what I'm about to say is this isn't laziness. This is about identity. Okay. This is about your identity. So now let's meet shame officially. How many of you actually know what shame is? Hey, Cece. Hey, Cece. Welcome in. Because a lot of people don't really know what shame is. They think it's just something that happens when you do something that will be frowned upon, something that is distasteful or disgracing. But shame actually has a whole setup. And you probably don't know that you fall under this roadblock, but you do. You absolutely do. Shame and guilt is not the same. Shame and guilt are different. Thank you for putting that in the chat. So guilt tells you that you did something wrong. You made a mistake. While shame tells you that you are wrong, you are the mistake. Shame tells you that you deserve nothing and that you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to grow. This is the difference between shame and guilt. Okay. While we do things and we end up on the guilt side of things and we apologize for them, it kind of goes away right there. But the shame gives you that knot in your stomach. It makes you feel a little dirty, maybe even a little violated, and it keeps you limited. You don't want to go out and go for jobs or positions or anything like that because shame is saying, I am something wrong. Okay. Are we there? Drop me in the chat if we're there. Drop a me in the chat if we're there. Tapping is clapping in this room. Live goal today is going to be 15,000 and share this live with someone that does not realize that they are being controlled by their shame. All right. We have a me in the chat. I wanted to make sure I wasn't talking to a bunch of myself. Okay. So shame talks about you as a person, saying that you are a disgrace, that you are the problem you don't deserve. Hey, Clover, thank you for joining. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shame also tells you lies like, I'm the problem, I'm not enough. Why should I even try? It's not going to work. They're not going to see me. So, what do you do when you feel these emotions? What do you do when you have these thoughts? If you're anything like me, you actually listen to them. I was very controlled by my shame, and I had made my shame such a cushy little place. It was almost like one of those mansions with the pool and everything. And I had made it so luxury with the fuzzy rug and everything so that I would stay there. Hey, Diva, welcome in. Thank you for joining. I hope that I can help you today. All right. So shame will make you hide. It will make you quit. It will make you shrink. Some of you are a big damn deal, but because you have been told that you're too much, you're too extra, too loud, you will shrink and you will avoid and overthink. This in turn is going to keep you stuck. So the one thing that fuels your shame that a lot of people don't talk about is the silence. The silence is what keeps the shame growing in your belief system. So being shameful of something is already connected to a broken belief, which is the trauma that we have that has been put into us as a child, telling us what we can and can't do, how we should and shouldn't be, and where we should and shouldn't go. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. If you're new here, I'm Von Monique. I'm your favorite identity repair coach, and I coach high achieving, hyper independent women through the processes of breaking free from their shame, their guilt, and their survival mode so that they can feel safe being seen, so that they can be successful, and so that they can get the rest that they deserve without any guilt. Without any guilt, okay? How many of you would just like a night of rest without feeling like you're behind or like the world is gonna fall apart? You're welcome. You're welcome. I got you. Okay? Because at the end of the tunnel, shame is going to shut you down every time if you continue to let the silence speak louder. Yes, ma'am. If you let the silence speak louder than it should be. Okay? So shame hits women like us very hard, the hyper independent ones, the high achieving ones, the eldest daughter ones, the ones that carry the responsibility. You know what I'm talking about. The fixer, the go-to, the logical, yeah, it hits us harder because we were raised to be strong. We were raised to be perfect. We were told not to need help. We were taught that needing help made us weak. Needing help made us imperfect, showing people that we didn't have all of our ish together, right? That's what I was taught indirectly. My mom never sat down and said and told me, baby, don't ask for no help because they don't think you ain't got it together. She didn't have to tell me because I watched her every move. I watched how calculated she was. I watched how she struggled in silence and cried when she thought no one was watching. So I picked up very easily that asking for help and accepting help was very dangerous and unsafe. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate each and one of you. All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Come on in, tap the screen, share the live. Live goal is 15K. It is going to be 15K. And share this with someone that is buried under their shame and they think that this is just low maintenance. Okay. Absolutely. I got you. You are amongst your people. You are amongst your people. Okay. So I have a mentorship called the Shame Detox Boot Camp. And what I do is I teach them about shame, how it is showing up on their everyday lives and what that looks like and how to get from up under it more importantly. And so I have my notes over here from a class that I taught about 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to explain to you guys the roots of the shame that a lot of you probably are under and you don't even realize it. So a lot of the root wounds that create shame is going to be abandonment. It is going to be rejection, criticism. For some of us, we experience neglect. These are the roots of the shame that we feel. So when we are going through abandonment, this means that we believe we are too much. We were taught you do too much, you're too loud, you're too extra, you're always doing too much, you're too loud, all of these different things. So then we become the peacemaker. We just want to keep things real quiet, real neutral. We don't want to be above and beyond. We don't want to be in the spotlight. We shrink down and we make it so that everyone else gets everything that they need. We don't want to disappoint anybody. So we stay quiet. We stay to ourselves. We continue to keep this thing going over and over again. Mm-hmm. And so when something goes wrong and we're already dealing with abandonment issues, we're already trying to be the peacemaker, we're already trying not to disappoint everyone, what do? Naturally, we go to our default. We go into our default and then we go, I think I failed in that situation. I should have done something different. I should have said something different. I should have overgave or I should have understood better. We immediately start attacking ourselves because there's no possible way that the other person can be wrong, right? Like, no, why would that be a thing? So we keep this autopilot of going backward into making us the problem. And then now we're back in our shame loop. Hey, 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 creative soul, how are you? Welcome in. Okay. So we think we failed. We feel like we could have did better. We feel like we abandoned somebody, or even more importantly, we don't take the time to realize that each and every time we do that, we are abandoning ourselves. I'm doing well, thank you. Today's been pretty good to me. No complaints. No complaints. Okay. This becomes our identity. This becomes who we start to identify as. It is usually passed down. I'm waking up now and life has been so much more peaceful. Amen. I love that. It is something that we pass down. And the problem is it was passed down from their mother to from their mother to our mother to us. And then we pass it down to our children if we don't heal it. I know that's right, Quackins. I hope you did something that you are extra happy about. Okay. It becomes generational. Okay. So the problem is the wound was created somewhere else and no one took the time to heal it until it ran into you. So you are now going to heal something that has been traditional, has been generational, something that just keeps being passed down like an heirloom until it ran into you because you're sick of it. I was sick of it. So shame makes you broke, not just broke, but broken. It keeps you limited in a life that was never meant to be yours. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can relate to what I'm saying, tap the screen and share this live with someone else. Okay. Are you asking me how shame can make you broke? Yes, I made a purse that I have been want. Yes, I have made a purse that I've been wanting to make for a while. Yes. So, shame can make you broke because shame tells you that even in environments where you can actually get a promotion, in environments where you are qualified to take that leap, or even when you are in a mindset of, I'm going to start that business, shame is going to tell you, no, you're not. Why would you ever apply for that? You're not going to get it. Shame is going to tell you, good day to you too. Shame is going to tell you that business is not going to be successful. No one's going to buy from you. So instead of you challenging this lie, you will believe it. You will apply, you will subscribe to that lie. And now you won't apply. If you already did apply, you won't follow up with the email. Good evening. Thank you for joining, Mercedes. Happy to see you. You will go through all of the motions and still drop the ball. That's what it will tell us. It will tell you, oh, thank you. Thank you. It will tell you that that business is not going to be successful and that you shouldn't even try it. These are all lies. The problem is they're so loud and they're so consistent. They're very persistent as well. And so we believe them. Then you believe in the self-doubt. But more importantly, shame will definitely control and manipulate it bigger than the self-doubt will. It just teams up with self-doubt even when you try. So shame's like, you're not good enough to have that business. You're not going to complete it. Remember the last 10 things you started and stopped? Mm-hmm. So then the self-doubt's going to kick in and be like, girl, what you doing? Why we even doing this? You know you don't want it that bad. Sometimes we are afraid of the outcome, but the other part of it is not necessarily that you're afraid of the outcome as much as you have just not ever been in a position to believe in yourself. Or for me, another thing that kept me stuck with shame was not being able to have certain conversations because I felt like I shouldn't be living that life. What do you mean you want to be a business owner? No one else in your family's been a business owner. You think you're better than somebody. You think you're doing big things. No, you don't have anyone to talk to and you don't need any business friends. You're just going to struggle all by yourself. This is how shame talks to you. It only works if you believe it. I got tired of believing it, y'all. So that's how shame keeps you broke. That's how shame keeps you in a chokehold. This is how shame keeps you in a position of blocking your blessings. My position is I can't risk any money right now. I need every dollar. Sounds like a survival mode perspective. Because if you're a closed fist individual and nothing can get out, you best believe nothing can get in either. So if you're looking to attract more money, how are you going to grab it if you are constantly holding on to everything just like this? So for those of you in the room that subscribe to inconsistency, how many of my inconsistent sisters are in the room? Come to the front. Can't leave y'all out. How many of you subscribe to inconsistency? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So your shame has a big part in your inconsistency. Why? Why? Because you disappear when you feel insecure. Your insecurity pops up. Why? Because you haven't taken the time to secure it. And so you quit when it gets hard. Everything in life is going to be hard. Anything worth fighting for is going to be hard. A lot of times we think that if it's right, it's going to be easy. Can someone please drop in the chat something that they received that was easy, that actually was of value? That health didn't come easy. When I don't see quick results, I'm talking about that microwave popcorn action, huh? You want it now. It's my money and I want it now. Even when you start that job, you still got to work 2, 3 weeks before you get that first paycheck. That wasn't quick. That wasn't quick. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's my money. I want it now. Okay. Bring it on here. But this is also shame. Shame is telling you it's easier to disappear than to actually stay the course. Shame is telling you, see, I knew you was going to do this. You did this last time. Remember that one time when you said you was going to get skinny and you work out for 2 minutes and you said, "Ooh, I'm tired. I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. That's what shame is telling you. Shame's never going to motivate you or hype you up. I stop when I don't feel I stop when I don't feel unsupported by those I expected to support. Learned my support will come. Your support will come, but you should never expect anything from anyone at all. The only things you should expect is what a person has said to you or shown you. If so, you will continue to be disappointed every time. I remember sitting in a therapy session and I told my therapist, like, I just expect them to show up and tap the screen and do all these things for me. And she said, no, no, you are disappointing yourself because you expect you from you. No one has to come and support you. No one has to cheerlead for you. No one has to to congratulate you. These are all things that they do because they want to. If you are expecting them to do all these things for you, you are going to continue to have your feelings hurt. I ain't gonna lie and tell you, I liked when she told me that. I wanted to tell her to go to hell, but I couldn't because she was right. Still don't like it too much because I expect that if you say you love me, you'll show up for me. I expect that if you say I'm your friend, you'll come and you'll support my businesses. I expect all these things. What if you are in a job that keeps you in survival mode? So, what you're telling me is your job is keeping you in an environment where you feel unsafe. Is that what you're saying to me? I've realized I have high expectations for myself, but I don't trust my ability. How do I fix this? Understanding why. Why do you have high expectations for yourself? Is it because you were trained to be an overachiever? Is it because you were trained to perform? In order to fix something, you have to first understand the patterns and the habits of it and what was the initial cut. hmm So if you are in a job that makes you feel unsafe, you have to actually regulate your nervous system and understanding that you may not physically feel safe, but if you are safe, meaning you're not physically in danger, you're not emotionally in danger, you're not spiritually in danger, then technically you are safe. So it might not be a job you like, but internally you still have to be safe to be there so that you are not feeling like a bear's chasing you all the time. Okay? So the other thing that people don't realize, for my overthinkers in the room, I got you. I got you. Shame makes you overthink. Y'all not tapping the screen. We should be way higher than 4,000. Live goal is 15,000 today. Once we get to that 15,000, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you rewire this so that you can go from broke to blessed. Okay? So tapping is clapping in this room. If you're new here, I'm Von Monique. I'm your favorite identity repair coach, and I coach high achieving, hyper independent women through the process of breaking free from their shame, their guilt, and their survival mode so that they can feel safe being seen, so they can stop self sabotaging, and so that they can get the rest that they deserve without the guilt and the frustration. Okay. Yes, I was definitely raised as labor was the only thing rewarded, and it's not. It's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. Hey, Monet. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. Share this live with someone that is shamefully broke. Okay. And I'm not just talking about the money in their bank account. I'm talking about mentally. Shame will keep you in a headlock. So shame will make you overthink everything. Everything. The clothes you wear, the hair you do, the wigs you pick, the shoes you buy. Shame will make you overthink everything because it wants you to make sure that you are operating in a space where you are always just conforming and performing. Yes. Yes. Nothing or no one is perfect. We all are human beings and we all have defaults, okay? We all have little foops and dupes and things like that. We stutter, we slobber, we do all these things that are embarrassing. So when you try to be perfect, what you're actually doing is showing up as an image, but not an actual authentic vessel, if that makes sense. Overachieving isn't the issue. Trying your value to that OA output is. Not sure what you're trying to tell me. Maybe it'll make sense in a second. So how do you stop thinking I'm only as good as labor as I provide? You have to disconnect. You have to disconnect and understand that you're valuable, whether you're providing labor or whether you're just breathing. Why? Because if I give you $100 bill right now and I crumble it up, I wet it, I maybe even draw on it or anything like that, does it change the value of it or is it still $100 bill? Does it not still spin the same? Once you realize that you are valuable, regardless of what you do, how you show up, or where you go, then that's when you will disconnect your actual labor to your value. They're not the same. They're not the same. They're not connected. They're not even on the same conversation. I put so much pressure on myself. Is this keeping me in survival mode? So first and foremost, we have to understand what survival mode is. Survival mode is when your brain is constantly scanning for a threat, meaning the bear that chased you back in 2000 is still mentally in your mind, still chasing you today in 2026. So when you are constantly scanning for a threat and your body is activated to protect you all the time because your body doesn't know the difference, then that is actually what survival mode is. So if your body has registered pressure as an unsafe environment, then yes, it will keep you in survival mode. The way you get into survival mode is by being in prolonged chaos, untreated stress. Maybe it's a mental condition that hasn't gotten proper treatment. These are all things that keep you in survival mode. The problem is shame teams up and comes in and tells you you don't deserve to get out. It tells you this is as good as it gets. It asks you, why do you think you're good enough to get out? This is how these two go together. You're welcome. I got you. Teaching as a job keeps you in survival mode as it keeps you performing all day. I don't agree. I think it's a choice to perform. Once you're aware that you're performing, then that's your responsibility to change it. No matter what field you go into, even if you're an actor, you should still have a form of authenticity. Think about all of the actors that you watch that even when they're in character, you still see them and their personality. You still see who they are. So performing has nothing to do with the job. It's what you were trained to do as a coping or defense mechanism from your trauma. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. Tapping is clapping in this room. If you're getting some value out of this live, I expect to see those hearts going up. Not just one, but a bunch. It says it's 65 of us in this room. I'm not really the type of coach that sits on here and just hopes that you're taking it in. I need to know we're here. I can't hear you. I could just see you. Okay? So shame makes you chase approval instead of results. How many of you are constantly looking for someone to approve that you're doing the right thing, going in the right direction? How many of you are constantly looking for approval on the jobs that you take or the businesses that you start? You need someone to physically tell you, yes, that's right. Yes, do that. But what happens when you do what they say and it doesn't go right? That's not even reassurance. That is you actually needing them to approve your every move and every decision because you're probably afraid of actually taking the responsibility of it. And you don't. You don't have to justify anything. You don't have to justify anything. What you do is it is what it is. They're either going to be upset or they're not. It's just your responsibility to let them be upset, let them process it, let them think what they want, let them say what they're going to say. They're doing it anyway. They're doing it anyway. Okay? So when you are constantly looking for someone to approve sorry, man, I just for everything. You don't have to. No. Let today be the last day you justify everything. Let today be the last day you justify. Because here's the thing, there's a very small chance they're not listening anyway. There's a very small chance they're not listening anyway. So when I was in my season of over explaining, I had to explain everything. Why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? Why did I make this decision? Why do I want to make this decision? What I came to understand is the people that I had to over explain to, they weren't listening to me anyway. They're not listening to you, Bookie Butt. They are literally just letting you use your anytime minutes because they still don't care. They still aren't hearing you. They still aren't connecting the dots. Hmm. This is how women get lost in their marriages. This is how women get lost in their relationships and their parenting and their businesses because they're tying their value into their success, into what they can bring to the table. But when you accept that you actually are the table, things change. It doesn't, Kevin. Right. Absolutely. So you want to be liked more than you want to win is what that means when you are constantly seeking approval instead of actual results. That's like when people go on their weight loss journey, they're not looking to actually be healthier. They're not actually looking to fit their clothes differently. They're not actually looking to change their lives. What they're actually doing is they're looking for sexual clout. They are looking for someone to be like, "Oh, girl, your booty popping. I see you. You've been working out. You've been doing." They are actually looking to be applauded for doing something that they should have did for their own health anyway. You want to be liked more. You want to be seen more. You're not doing it for the actual result of it. Glad I can help. Hmm. The other thing that shame makes you feel is unsafe being successful. Why? Because you don't trust yourself to hold good things. Every time you get something good, you're in the back of your mind thinking, oh, this is too good to be true. Oh, it's only a matter of time. You don't trust that you are able or deserve. You trust yourself again by starting to tell yourself the truth. A lot of y'all speak fluent Lyonese to yourself. You lie to yourself about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. Listen, I will drop this over on my YT. If you want the replay or want to watch the replay of it, it will be on my YT. After I get off of here, I have to load it and I'll put it over there for you. So the way you rebuild your self-trust is by stop lying to yourself. You have to rebuild the rapport. If you say you're going to get up in the morning and make breakfast instead of just surviving off of coffee, get your ass up and make that breakfast. If you say you're going to go take a walk before you go to work, go take the walk. It should be linked on my profile. It should take you right over there. You're welcome. If not, it should be Von Monique, or she is Von Monique, I believe it is. Okay. Okay. So rebuilding that self trust is going to be important and it has to be necessary. Yeah, I need to stop lying to myself. Girl, I spoke fluent Lyonese to myself. I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to work out and I'm going to pray and I'm going to do all these things. And I would get up just in enough time to scratch my ass and get glad. Not gonna lie. Why would I need to get my mole looked at? What if you feel like it's not safe to be successful, like a fawning response? You have to ask yourself why. Why are you afraid to feel successful? What has happened in your life that made you feel like success was unsafe or dangerous? What shifted me was, I'm going to be honest, what shifted me was actually learning that people are watching me even when I don't realize it. So for example, you know what? I try to be just a little kiki kaka sometimes. Going through a position where people actually started to look for me when I would say, I'm going to be on live at 6 a.m. and I was not there. And people are like, hey, did I miss you? Where are you at? And I'm like, you know what? People are listening to you. Tell them how to get out of survival mode. You're telling them how to start their mornings, in their evenings. Yet when it comes to your morning routine, it sucks ass. And so I did a scan of myself and I'm like, when you were the happiest, when you were making the most money, when you were living the best life possible, what was different? And it wasn't me lying to myself. It wasn't me just jumping up just in enough time to get out the door. It wasn't me neglecting myself or me performing and people pleasing. It was me showing up fully alert and in my right mind enough to say, hey, let me go ahead and wake up on time. I might be tired in the beginning till my body comes up to date, but I have to make these decisions because it's not just better for other people to show them that this is real, but it is actually better for me. So it was about choosing myself again, getting tired of my own shenanigans. Nothing is worse than waking up and running into pure chaos. You already wake up in panic. Now you're out in these roads, road raging and doing the most. I got sick of me. I got sick of me. I got sick of being late. I got sick of the chaos. I got sick. Okay. Thank you for the question. Did you start out being a life coach as your niche? No, I actually didn't. I started out as a hairstylist. Thank you for asking. Tapping is clapping in this room. The live goal is 15K. We are stalled at 9. We are stalled at 9. So tapping is clapping in this room, or I will just upload what I have to the YT and I will go on and prepare for the class I'm teaching tonight in Psychology 101. Not me before this, thinking lying more to myself would help. No. Mm-mm. And the truth is most of us that lie to ourselves the most are the ones that have a pet peeve of others lying to us when we the biggest liar of all time. All right, I don't want to step on no pinky toes. I ain't trying to crunch on your tippy toes, okay? So while we're waiting on the rest of those likes, let me ask you guys something if you don't mind. Okay? Yeah, I can't wait for class tonight. I got you. I got you. All right, so how much money have you actually lost because shame made you hide? Yeah, absolutely. I got you. You know I got you, okay? How much money have you actually lost because shame made you hide? Millions. A lot. So much. The number's probably so big that y'all don't even know. The question I have is how long is it going to take you to stop wasting your money? Stop hiding from your money. Because now that you're aware, you can't unknow it. You can't unsee it. You can't unhear it. I'm sitting on so much things now. Fear is hitting the live button. Why? What's the worst that can happen? I'm actually getting ready to teach a class on live and the psychology behind it because it is not just about hitting the button that is scaring you. There's something deeper that is keeping you away from hitting that button. But until you actually hit that button, you won't be able to put in the reps to actually overcome that fear. You said, I know my worth in my career. What about your worth outside of it? If your job were to fire you today, if you were to lose your business today, would you still know how valuable you are and the worth that you carry? Or is it connected to your career? My anxiety kicks in so bad. Why? I'm like a child. Why? Let's get to the root of it. Why? Okay. How many opportunities died because you talked yourself out of showing up? Oh, I'm not gonna go. There's someone better for it. Or, oh, some of y'all like to fake sicknesses. Some of y'all fake a sickness real cold. Y'all don't show up for stuff. I don't feel too good. I'll just reschedule it. And you lost potency in it. Oh no, I'm not gonna go because it's snowing and I don't drive in no snow. Some of y'all will slip and slide right out of y'all's opportunities real quick. Oh, the baby ain't feeling too well. It's a little sniffle. If you don't get him a snot rocket and go to that interview, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. This right here, I want y'all to sit in it. Sit in the foolery. This is what you're subscribing to, and you know it's a lie. This is the crazy part. When you're unaware of something, that's one thing. But when you're fully aware of your own shenanery and you still keep playing the games and getting silly prices, I need to understand it. Because you're probably screaming, I have a money problem. I have a money problem. I can't make enough money. I don't have enough money. I need more money. I'm gonna open a new business and I'm gonna make a new digital product. I'm gonna go and apply for 50 million jobs. You don't have a money problem. This is a symptom of shame running your nervous system. You don't feel safe making the money. You don't feel safe spending the money. You don't feel safe talking about the money. Anytime money occurs, you're pissing and running. You're pissing and running. And I get it. A lot of us didn't talk about money growing up. That was not something we talked about a lot. It was more or less about us just kind of getting in these streets and figuring it out. The problem is now there's more than enough resources and you're still running from it. So pain turns into a shame pattern. The thing that hurts you starts to become a pattern that you do all over and over again, and then you feel the shame of it. Some of y'all are on the same loop over and over again, and you feel the shame, you feel the conviction, you feel the guilt, and you have actually normalized it, and it keeps you from moving forward because now you're just like, if I admit that I am the shame or I have shame, if I admit I'm wrong, if I admit the guilt, if I admit all these things, no one can use it against me. Hmm. Hmm. No one can use my shame against me because I know I'm fucking up, because I know I'm not good enough, because I know that they're right about me. You have internalized and normalized the lies so that no one can actually make you feel the way you don't want to feel. You think you're in control. You think you're controlling this narrative. Mm-mm. No. You're actually just blocking yourself. You are subscribing to a broken belief. And as much as you say you want out of it, your habits are saying otherwise. So once you enter into this shame pattern, then you get into the belief break and then you trigger yourself over and over again, over and over again. Because now this is where you start talking real reckless to yourself. This don't help. This is when you start reminding yourself, see, you knew better and you still tried it. This don't help. This is when you start calling your friends and family and letting them get in and dig on you too. That don't help. Hey, Britt. Mm. So help me to understand. Once we become aware, why do we not move forward? Because it's not the economy's problem. It's not the economy's fault. It's not that job. It's not that relationship. It's not the family and the friends. You are stuck in your own way. The problem is you believe it. You are the problem. All right. So this will usually be the part where I give you the 5 tips that you need to actually get out of your own way. However, the agreement was we tapped the screen to 15,000 likes and we didn't make it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave now. I'm going to upload this. You are the problem and the solution. The problem is most people don't ever identify themselves as a solution because they're playing the pity party. So they stay in the problem base and they continue to do problematic habits. They continue to subscribe to problematic decisions and they never get to the solution. hmm The problem is that most of the time when you identify as the problem, you have made a nice cushy penthouse home there. And so when someone's trying to help you get out, it's easier for you to subscribe and agree to what they're saying than it is for you to actually do the work to get out of it. Because no one can tell you about you. So once you get to a point where you're like, yeah, play as fuck up, it's fine. Yeah, it's cool to acknowledge and be aware, but after a certain point, it becomes self-sabotage. One of my closest friends is also one of my coaches, and she one time was calling me to the carpet, and she was like, "You slipping again? You ain't showing up. You're not posting content. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm messing up. I'm gonna do better." And she got upset, and I'm like, "Well, why are you upset? I'm taking accountability." She said, "At a certain point of accountability and no movement, you are self-sabotaging. Yes, you're aware of what you're doing. Yes, you're aware of how you're showing up." But even on this, you are still in a position where you are not moving. You are justifying your stagnation and you're expecting me to keep trying to coach you. You're not being coachable right now. You're not listening. You're not moving. You are literally trying to hide behind the I know where I'm messing up. I know where I went wrong, but you're not doing anything. Look, y'all got that. Y'all distracted me, and it's okay. I'll let y'all do it though. I'll let y'all do it though. So for point number one, put one in the chat. They think they slick, diva. They think they slick. I let you do it because I really want to give you these tips. All right. Tip number one, or actually solution number one, you're not broke, you're hiding. We've already talked a little bit about this. So in your hiding, you shrink your gifts, you mute your voice, and you sit on ideas. Now, this is because you're scared. Scared is such a word that pisses me off because there are so many things that we're scared to do on a daily basis and we still fight through until it comes to us. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you sit on ideas because you're scared to be seen failing. How many of you have been taught that failing is the end all be all worst thing possible? Me, I'll go first. That's what I was taught. You don't want to fail. You want to be grade A excellence at all times. You want to show up. You want to show out. You want all the bells and whistles and the greatness. But what if I told you the truth is failing is just an opportunity to pivot? Failure is an opportunity to correct. Failure does not mean that you are wrong. Failure doesn't mean that you're broken. Failure doesn't mean that you cannot continue on. Failure means that you missed a gap somewhere, and that means that you have room to grow. Failing means you're trying, okay? Because if you don't try at all, so I want you to be honest and say, how much money have you lost by talking yourself out of simply showing up? Whether it is you pushing the live button, whether it is you getting into a coaching program, whether it is you going for a job opportunity, how much money has it cost you? How much have you lost? Some of y'all have actually paid for stuff and never showed up to it. You just ate dust. I've done it before. I was supposed to go to a conference and I stupidly stayed out the night before having too many adult beverages and I was so hungover. And I just like, it's fine. I knew what I was doing before I had the beverages. I was like, I have to get up in the morning. But did that make me be responsible? No. No. So I threw away that money. I lost that money. They're like, unfortunately, we don't do refunds. And I just had to eat crow. Why? Because my grown self knew better. Now, just because I got to this 15K don't mean I won't leave y'all up on here. I will get gone. I will get gone, y'all. Y'all have to get this replay. I paid for coaching, got scammed 2 times, set up some Stan account. But I don't quit. You didn't quit. Not quitting is perfect. Here's what I will say in terms of getting scammed. I know people watch me all the time and they're like, "Ooh, I wonder if she's legit." The fact that I am here consistently, the fact that my content is consistent, the fact that you can access my links, these are all going to be telltale signs that I am a real person. Okay. I know a lot of times people do a really good job of performing and doing all these things, but I will always say if you click on somebody's link and it tells you to Cash App them, Venmo them, I would definitely do a little more research before I send them some money. I would definitely do a little more research. I know that there is always that person that is just starting out and they're trying to do it with low cost. There's always a hole somewhere. The problem is they prey. They prey on the people that are not going to look for those holes. Hmm. Hmm. So shame creates invisibility, and the invisible women don't get paid. Okay. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that are not engaging, just sitting there in the back. Shame is going to create invisibility, and an invisible woman does not get paid. It's almost like the equivalent of a closed mouth don't get fed. If you sit in the back, not actually speaking up for yourself, not actually going for the goal, no, you're not going to get the money on, honey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's time to get to the money, honey. Number two, your prices are low because you feel low. Your prices are low, and this is for the business owners in the room. Your prices are low because you feel low. How do I make big money though? You make big money by attracting it. And I'm not saying that in a kooky, crazy way. I am not. What I'm saying is when you are operating in a positive, attracting of abundance mentality and lifestyle, you will attract it. If you are operating in a victim, woe is me, I can never have a lack mentality, you will repel it. So when you're trying to make big bucks, you're not going to go out here and chase big bucks. You're going to let the big bucks come to you by being in proper alignment. I'm leading you to the water. It's up to you to drink. When I was operating in survival mode, when I was out here trying to chase a product, when I was out here trying to make the money and not serve value, money repelled, money would run. I would not make a sale. I would not get a client. I would not do none of that until I started to realize that I'm helping people. I am necessary. Money is an energy. I don't have to work for it. It's already mine. The same way it's going out, it's going to come back in. People feel insecure about charging what they should, and a lot of times it is a wound that they have. So when I started out on my hair journey as a hairstylist, I wouldn't charge full price. In my mind, I was thinking if I charge full price, they're not going to book with me. They're not going to come back. I didn't see the value in my services. And so I was constantly undercharging and giving them discounts only until this woman, she gave me 3 chances to get my ish together and I still didn't charge accordingly. So she moved around. She said, until you can find your value, I don't trust your energy. If you don't know who you are, you don't know your worth, what you possess, I don't trust it. You're a sweet girl. You're talented. I wouldn't have given you this many chances, but I'm not going to sit around energetically in the space of someone that does not see their worth or their value. I repelled her. So when shame is running your business, you undercharge, you overgive, and you apologize for existing. You should never be in a space where you have to apologize for existing or just being. This is when you have to turn off the naysayers and the people that are not even in the positions of you. You are not them type of people. If you have been in the industry of whatever it is that you do for 20 plus years, there's no reason why you should be charging beginner prices. There's no reason why you should be practicing or trying to see something. You should know the value that you hold. I have 2 pages, one business, one personal. Not sure how to operate TikTok well yet. Understood. Not gonna lie. I don't have a personal page. I don't need, I run businesses, and so for my businesses to grow and to be seen, I need social media. Other than that, you don't need to know me like that. If I want to share my personal life, I have stories on my social media accounts. If you want to connect with me, it's a good way to do this here. I will not have a personal account because I don't need you to know me like that. I don't need you to know me like that. If you want to connect with me, cool. I could do your hair. I can coach you. I have mentorship, but I don't need you to know how many kids I got, what my man look like. I don't need you to know my life. I don't need none of that. That doesn't make or break the situation. Now, if it's something that I can give you to help you with what you're doing, all good. Okay. Okay. I've had a coworker ask me to count cash, then laughed beside a coworker so that I feel concerned at times because I privatize. No, I believe in privacy. I definitely believe in privacy. I'm a very open book, but I do believe in privacy. I share what is necessary to be shared, but some things are just for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People are people, and sometimes you just gotta let that be what it's gonna be. Let it be what's gonna be. So pricing isn't a business problem. It's a self-worth wound. Everybody don't need to know everything. That's what I subscribe to. Okay. So for those in the room that have a self-worth wound, understand that this is not just about your business. This is not just about your money. It can affect everything in your life. It could be the reason why your relationships are the same. It could be why you're picking the same friendships. It could be why your family operates a certain type of way. If you grew up with a family that does not know their worth, naturally, I would say that you probably don't know yours either. It's time to find it. It's time to create it. Because when identity is unstable, your pricing will be too. Half of you in this room, if not most of you, do not know who you are. You think your identity is survival mode. You think your identity is shame and guilt. You think your identity is the performance that you put on every day for these people that don't give a piss about you. That is not your identity. Who are you at your core? What are your morals? What are your beliefs? Okay. Number three, if you're still with me, put a three in the chat. If you are still with me, put a three in the chat. All right. Diva's still here. Britt's still here. Lover girl still here. Kevin's still here. I got y'all. Shame makes you hustle alone. Shame makes you hustle alone. Why? Because shame is telling you that you should not need support. You should not need friends. I don't need nobody. I got me through and through. I'll fix it. I got it. I'm fine. You don't ask for help. Makes you hustle alone. You don't ask for help. You don't delegate. You don't rest. I got you. And then you wonder why you're exhausted. Please tell me y'all don't be like, I don't know why I'm so tired. I just can't seem to get enough rest. Some of y'all not in survival mode. Some of y'all just beat the hell up because you take on everything like you the family mule. Let me handle all the responsibilities. Get out the way. Let me do it. Oh, if I don't do it, it don't get done. You the family fixer, and then you wonder why you so burnt out. When is the last time you tend to you? When is the last time you said, no, I'm tired. No, I don't have capacity. No, I don't have it right now. When is the last time you took a chance on you? Being the oldest daughter is one of the hardest responsibilities to be in as an adult. When you're younger, you don't realize the weight that you carry. When you become, I would say, late 20s, early 30s, 40s, some haven't even hit it until their 50s, you start to understand that you put yourself in a position, or I did. I put myself in a position where I thought I was being helpful. I thought I was being helpful. I thought I was helping my mom raise my sister. And what I actually found out was I was programming myself to be the mule for everybody else. So I carried it from my mother. Then I carried it into my relationships. I carried it into my friendships. And before I knew it, I was just a trusty big sister for everybody. Hmm. So you can't build wealth with a survival mode nervous system. If you are trying to build wealth, the last thing you want to do is be in a position where you're building it to repel it. You don't want to build it to the point of where it's all looking good, it's all coming together, and then it crumbles. It's exhausting. It is exhausting. It requires a lot of self sacrifice and abandonment. The issue is a lot of us don't realize that we are abandoning ourselves until we're too far gone. We want people to check on us. Listen. hmm We want people to check on us. We want people to consider us. We want people to be there for us. But what ends up happening? What ends up happening out of natural programming? We're like, nope, I don't need that. Nope, it's fine. I can do better without it. We don't even want people to try to help us. We smacking hands away. Some people don't leave and they're right there. You just don't allow them in. Just saying. We can't really scream, no one loves me, no one cares, no one's there, if we're constantly denying them access to us. It's fine, get out the way, I'll figure it out. Let me do it. I have raised my children to be this way. So now they think I'm something like a superhero. And I'm like, I'm human. I'm tired. I got my own shit. They right there. Why? Because programming, you are teaching people how to treat you with your habits, your words, and what you consistently show them. For all of my hyper independent people in the room, I want y'all to duck because when I throw this shoe, I don't want y'all to say y'all weren't prepared. Hyper independence equals emotional poverty. Emotional poverty. Hyper independence is not a flex, it is a trauma response. So, although I'm independent, I don't need no man. I got it. I got me. I spend my own money. I pay my own bills. Nah. Sounds nice. But how you doing, sis? How you doing? Hmm? Hyper independence is not a flex. It is actually downright destructive. I don't see no tapping. I don't see no commenting. I don't see nothing. We only made it to point four. You have to learn to start trusting yourself and having the safety to allow people to help you. There's no reason why we're put on this planet with multiple people for us to only rely and depend on our own understanding and our own capabilities. That means that when you have a weakness, you're only immersed in that weakness because you're not allowing someone that is strong in that area to come in and strengthen you. You have to give yourself permission to accept it. You have to allow yourself to feel safe enough to accept it. I'm safe accepting help. I am safe allowing others to help me. I am safe. Like really affirming that. That's because you were probably programmed that way at an early age. But it's something I'm going to ask you this. You say you always felt past tense. You say you felt guilty asking for help. Is it because you felt like you were doing something wrong or did you actually do something wrong? I agree. It's just starting and really trying out as well. Worth it. No, excuse me. So sorry. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you were bothering because you would feel bothered, or is this you saying lies to yourself? Okay. I'm gonna get through these next 2 points. I'm gonna let y'all go because y'all not locked in. Okay, y'all not locked in, and it's okay. Life be life in. So number 4, shame keeps you in the start, stop, stuck cycle. Start, stop, stuck. Start, stop, stuck. You get excited, you start, you do everything, and then you stop, and then you are questioning everything, and then you get stuck, and then you go through the shame cycles that are tearing you down, telling you, "I told you you weren't gonna do nothing no different this time," and you get stuck there, and then you start over and repeat it. Everyone I asked for help let me down. So I've been doing it myself until someone else. So my question is, the people that you entrusted to ask for help, did they have a resume of actually being helpful, or did you just in a desperate moment think that they were going to help you because you actually built the courage to ask? Because a lot of times when we ask people to help us, we don't typically ask the reliable one. We ask the one that, you know, is a hit or miss, and then we kind of end up going through the motions. Just because they're your parents and your family, have they built the resume of actually coming through for you? If they've never showed up for you like that, then it's almost like you can assume that they wouldn't start because you actually trusted to ask. We can't assume because they're family or parents that they actually will show up for us. There is a lot of cases where they don't. Shall we reach out to others or become our own savior? I say reach out to those that you actually have a good rapport with. Who is really showing you? Because people will always show you who they are by their actions. Don't listen so much to their words. People focus too much on the messenger and not the message. Let them show you who they are. If they show you that they show up for others, believe them. If they're all talk, a person that tells you they're always going to be there for you, if there's a very slim possibility until you pull that card. Because if a person walks in a room and tells me, "I'm super confident, I believe in me, I'm this, that, and the other," a person that is confident and believes in themselves, they don't need to tell me that. I'm going to know based off of their habits and their decisions. I'm going to know even off of their conversation. You trust the wrong people. Just because they're our moms, our dads, our sisters, our best friends, that doesn't mean that they're actually going to really show up for us. It's unfortunate. We would expect them to, we would like them to, but that doesn't mean that they're going to show up for us. We can't fault them for being who they are. No resumes, Kevin. Oftentimes, here's the other part of it. We think that their title actually changes their resume. If your title is mom, freaking, I was gonna say something ridiculous. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. Caregiver, provider, all these things. But then you also see that your mom is the person that will tell her closest friends, maybe even her own mama, "Yeah, mama, I got you. Let me know if you need help." But the time mama needed some help, she wasn't showing up. She's showing you she's not reliable. She all talk, she bark and no bite. So why would she be different for you? Titles don't change the person. Labels don't change the person. The person is the person regardless. Okay? So, every time it's time to be consistent, shame will whisper, "See, you always fall off. Why you even start? Why do you even try? You gonna quit again." I know y'all didn't heard this voice 1,000 times over. Watch their actions, not their words. Y'all real quiet in this room. Okay, I got y'all. What would your bank account look like if you finished half of the things you actually started? What would your bank account look like if you actually followed through with the things that you started? I'm not just talking about the paperwork of it. I'm not just talking about the trajectory. Millions overflowing. Oop, rich, rich. Okay. Not the probably amazing. Amazing. If you actually follow through, not probably millions, absolutely millions. More zeros than you could ever count. Why? Because you know that you're capable. You know that the product you have to offer is amazing. You know, wealthy. Okay. But yet you let shame convince you of what you already know. Great credit, immaculate credit, probably amazing health, your dream car, your dream house. You'd probably be living off an island somewhere. But shame attacks your follow through, not your talent. You skilled. You the best one out there. But shame keeps attacking your follow through. So every time you say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to show up again, shame's like, no, you're not. And then what happens? You wake up the next day and you got a flat tire. And instead of you pushing through, calling that lifted out Uber, you go back in the house and be like, that's why I don't try. Mm-hmm. You get out of just enough land. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how many of y'all are going to keep letting shame keep you broke? How much longer are you going to let shame keep you broke? I think what's crazy is there are people in this world that are missing limbs, arms, legs. Some people have had tragic situations where they're missing half of their brain and they still show up. So what is your excuse? You're letting shame convince you. You're letting shame convince you you're not good enough. You don't have enough. You will not do enough. No, you don't need to start that. Why would you do that? And you believe it. Literally, there are people in this world. I don't know what her name is. I've been watching her for a very long time. This woman is missing her arms up to here. This woman is a professional braider. She braids with her feet. She cares for her child with her feet. There are people that are fully operable and they're blind. Some of them may even be hard of hearing, maybe even full blown deaf, but they still show up despite what shame is saying to them, despite what the world says about them. Everything that could block them from showing up, they still show up and they are so successful. Meanwhile, you are fully capable in your body and you are letting a punk ass whisper keep you blocked. It's because shame makes you choose validation over in it makes you choose validation instead of money. Shame is in control of your decision making. Shame is in control of your habits. Shame is in control of your outcomes. You let shame be the thing that keeps you stuck. You're not stuck. You just won't make a decision. The decision to leave that shit alone. There's only 1% of you that are actually going to do something different after becoming aware of this. Some of y'all were already aware. You just wanted to hear if I was actually going to hit the nail on the head for you one more time. Some of y'all are fully aware of y'all's chaos. You're just addicted to it. Hmm. It's time for you to stand up for you the same way you would stand up for the people you love, the same way you would go to bat for the people that have betrayed you, the same way you would continuously go to that job that does not appreciate you. It is time for you to show up for you. I got you. Insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a change. Not gonna lie, most of us is walking around here half damn insane, and we will blame it on everything but the truth. No one can live your life for you but you. You can blame it on whatever you want to. You can blame it on your past. You can blame it on your present. You can blame it on the economy. You can blame it on that job that fired you wrongfully. You can blame it on who or whatever you want. At the end of the day, you either stay there or you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you move the fuck along. That's just what it is. If you don't change, nothing else changes. It takes 21 days to change a habit. It takes 30 days to practice it. You won't even start on day 2. Day 1 was questionable, but when day 1 was questionable, you didn't say, no matter how I feel, no matter what I think, no matter what happens, no matter what, I'm going to get up and I'm going to push through. You gave up on yourself and you want other people to stay in the race. Why would they do that? Why do you think that they're going to stay around when you don't even stay around? I'm going to be honest with you. Most people will say they don't know where to start, but they won't start anywhere. When I don't know where to start now in this current state of mind I'm in, I just start doing something. If it eventually comes to a place of, oh, okay, well, let me put a pin in this because I actually should work on this, at least I'm moving. But if you don't start, you're actually just frozen. Rocky says she's putting me in my place. You are just frozen. So even if you don't have an A to Z, start. Get out your notepad, start writing some shit. What do you want to do? What is that going to look like? Sometimes you just need to take the first step, put the foot in front of the other, and then you can actually do something. But if you're like, I don't know where to start, and you do absolutely nothing, you're not going to start anything at all. Yes. You have two people in the world. You got the victim and the victor. Which one are you going to be? Woe is me, the sky is falling. No, why? I try so hard. I'm such a good person. The good people always finish last. We all go through shit. We have all had a problem. We've all been broken. We all have trauma. The difference is some of us actually use it to push us forward while the rest of us use it as an anchor and stay stuck. You get to decide who you are, but you don't get to blame it on everybody else that you picked your poison and expected not to unalive. All right? Be an overcomer. Okay? I'm going to get ready to go teach my class. I'm not going to offer you guys anything today. I want you guys to sit and soak on that. Okay? I will be back later on to do our nighttime wind down. I'm getting back on my routine. Being on that freaking holiday break took your girl out. So if you're new here, don't forget to follow. Yes, yes. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to turn your notifications on. More importantly, go and have the evening that you create because it is about you, not about anybody else or anything else. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.